welcome to the Paying for College Talk. We're going to talk about the FAFSA, the expected family contribution, which has changed, loans, grants, work study, scholarships, and all kinds of fun things. But I think to get started, the first thing that we want to talk about is understanding what all of this is. It's the cost of attendance. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at what the all-in cost is. Just last night, someone said, oh, my friend is only paying, $17,000 at XYZ school. Well, a little bit of peeling back the onion. Well, she's only paying tuition. She's not living on campus. So you want to be really careful when you hear people tell you what they're paying or what great deals they're getting. Peel that onion back, because it really comes down to, when we're talking about cost, we're talking about the whole thing, the whole enchilada, the cost of attendance, which is tuition, room and board, and fees. I also want to look at the difference between in-state and out-of-state. So when we're looking at the cost of tuition, the cost of tuition at Maryland and one of the North Carolina schools, University of South Carolina, if those are the states you live in, you pay in-state. If not, you pay out-of-state, which is significantly more. So we just want you to understand that there are going to be tuition cost differences between in-state and out-of-state. And then, of course, there's the private schools. They don't usually differentiate between in-state and out-of-state. They are one set cost, typically much higher, but they also have more money to give, right? So state schools, lower price, less money to give. Private schools, higher price, more money to be able to give in order to attract the right student. Here's a great example of one of the schools that a lot of our kids like to go to, the University of Tennessee. Super hot for kids in the Mid-Atlantic right now. If you live in Tennessee, it's $28,766 all in cost of attendance. And if you don't, it is $48,210. So pretty big difference, right? And I think if you looked at this for Maryland or Virginia or wherever you're coming in from, that's the difference. Tuition, fees, housing, food, books. What you see here is the tuition and fees are what are different. The housing is the same. This is what I want you to leave with. The most money you will ever get towards the cost of attendance will come from the institution itself, not the federal government, the institution itself, the college or the university. See, so let's talk a little bit about that. How do we get the cost of college down? Well, we can look at merit aid, we can look at financial aid, and we can look at scholarships. So let's talk about that full ride. Johnny got a full ride. You heard it on the sideline at the last soccer game, right? Well, who gets full rides? Big sports get full rides. So if you can make money for the school playing football or basketball, you might even get paid to go. If you're super different, something that they really, really need at the school, lots of times with diversity and some other really unique things, you might get a full ride, but they're rare. They're rare. Anybody who's telling you they got a full ride, if they're not a super big athlete, the chances are they might have gotten the cost of tuition really super lowered, but they didn't get a full ride. They're not going to pay it for them to eat, sleep, and live at that school. So full ride scholarships are really, really hard to get. All right, so my kid got in, they got in. How am I going to pay for this now? That's a great question. The second half of our talk today is about how to apply for financial need-based aid, with a little bit more in-depth conversation about merit aid. So putting the right schools on your list is super important.
Which starts for applying for financial aid, scholarships, working with someone like Lee and her team who can help you get that merit aid, which is always going to be the most money you're ever going to get. Some kids do manage to cobble together this $500 here and $1,000 there, but it's a lot of work. It's not easy, and you're almost always going to get more money directly from the school.
So do you want the rest of the story? Do you want more information? All you have to do is be a member of College Sharks, our virtual college consulting platform, and you'll get the whole financial aid talk with our financial guru, Ann Alcina with Covington Alcina, with tips from me and tips from everybody on the College Sharks team. So if you want the rest of the story, just join the platform, collegesharks.com, jump in, and we're to take a bite out of college admissions.